Welcome to episode 3 of Behind the Scenes of producing a mental health documentary. My name is Josh Westover. I'm a presenter and filmmaker, and I go by the name of Without Silence UK on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. In this episode, I'm going to tell you where I'm at, what I've got to do, and how I'm building the narrative of the story and the documentary, of course. Right, outside I go. Stay tuned. Hello, so in the last episode, what you saw was me meeting Owen and meeting Nelly, and we did a little bit of filming for Nelly's story. Nelly shared her story so beautifully, and you know, when I'm producing these documentaries, it's really important that I get the story right, I get the narrative right. So many amazing people have messaged me saying, can I share my story, can I share my story? And that is the hardest thing, because I want to share everyone's story. Everyone's story is valid, everyone's story is important, and so many stories out there will help people. And it's not about choosing what I want or who I want to listen to. It's just about building a documentary that flows correctly, that's touching on as many topics and subjects as possible. So yeah, it's hard. It's a hard job, you know, filmmaking. There's so much more, so much more goes into it than what people realise, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. At the moment, I'm thinking, so I'm meeting a guy called Jack, who's a friend of mine. Jack's going to be sharing his story on his mental health journey and how he overcame his difficulties and what he wants to share with other people, because he's got some really good coping methods. You know, again, these people aren't there to try and fix everyone or fix everything in the world with mental health, but I think it's going to be really educational, really inspiring, and I think these stories need to be spoken about, because when they do get spoken about, they certainly reach out to people and they certainly help people out there. So, what I need to work out? Well, I need to work out who is going to come and share their story and what point of the documentary are they going to be in the documentary. Obviously, we're climbing Snowdon, and right now my biggest worry, my biggest panic is I'm going to have hours and hours and hours and hours of footage that's valuable, because it's going to be interesting, important, and I've got to try and condense that into an hour, roughly an hour, give and take 10 minutes, an hour documentary. And that's going to be really hard. So I've got to make sure, for example, my friend Jack is going to be sharing his story soon. He's the next person I'll be visiting this week. So that'll be episode 4 of my vlog. Make sure to check it out. That'll be behind the scenes. And Jack is one charismatic, fun guy. And you'll definitely see that on camera. Maybe not when he's being interviewed, but obviously it's a behind the scenes, so you get to see that. So yeah, right now I'm trying to work out. So I think the next shot, I've done my intro. We've got Nelly's shot. We're then going to go straight into the shot of Jack, me meeting Jack, but obviously I want to make it look good, make it look professional, make it look a bit like a story, like it's all unfolding. So maybe I'll get some shots of me in the car while I'm driving, maybe I'll be talking. Hello, I'm going to meet Jack Roberts. You know, he's going to share his story on X, Y, and Z. You know, and then yeah, straight into the interview. I want to keep it as real and raw as possible. I don't want to overthink too much. I'll say, Jack, we'll be filming right from the off. So just be you as normal, and we'll have a conversation and see where it goes. That's the best way of capturing content. I just like it real. I hate scripting and planning too much. Let's just let it happen. Let the natural unfold, shall we say. Anyway, let me bring you back up here, and I want to tell you my plan for the documentary, the layout of the documentary. I'm going to do a little walk and a talk because it's good for my ADHD. So, for the documentary, right, obviously I'm thinking this huge inspiring talk going up Snowdon is going to be absolutely incredible. So I'm thinking some of the people that are going to be coming on that climb, it's not a public event anymore. I've had to change it because of insurances, liability. I've also got a documentary to produce, and I've got to make sure that I haven't got too many people there. There were quite a few reasons why myself and Lisa King and her team, shout out to Lisa's team for giving me some advice on that, because I think, yeah, doing a public event online, you might have 1,000 people turn up and it becomes difficult. It becomes difficult. So that is something that has definitely been updated and changed now. But I think there'll still be 15 to 25, 30 of us on that climb. And I can picture these like inspiring stories, sometimes hard to hear stories. Then you see these people on this mountain, they've overcome, you know, they've climbed their mountain. Maybe they're still climbing it. A lot of people are. I'm still climbing my mountains. I don't know if you ever stop climbing your mountain, you know. And that's when it's going to start being really cinematic. But these raw, real stories are being spoken about. Me and Lisa King are going to have a chat. Me and Lisa King are going to have a chat on the mountain. You know, I'm going to interview a couple of other people. We're not talking big, long interviews here. We're just talking, casual, real talk whilst walking on the mountain. And it's going to be the hardest part to edit because I've got to get all these cuts, and you can't just cut a conversation in half. If it's not ended with someone ending it like this, if they're talking, it ends like this, and you want to carry the conversation on, and it throws the audience off. So yeah, I learned a lot about editing and filmmaking just from making my mistakes, learning, getting advice, but most of all, watching documentaries and seeing how they cut, seeing how they do things. I've got a very visual brain, I think. I pick things up very well. I don't remember things as well, such as names, but I remember how many spots someone had and what colour their eyebrows were and how they tied their shoelaces, things like that. So, but yeah, look, it's a short vlog today. It's a short vlog today, guys. I just wanted to get some content out to you and keep the YouTube series going. Episode 4 is going to be really exciting. I'm going to go and meet Jack, and you're going to come and see Owen again. Owen's going to be in the vlog, of course he is. And soon, I believe Lisa King is going to also be involved in the vlog. So you will see and meet Lisa King via your screen. I was going to say in person, but you won't be. It'll be via, hopefully, this series on YouTube. I'm banging on now. This is what I do. My head goes off into a tangent. I say weird things. Back in a minute. My to-do list for this week, I've got to get permissions for filming on Snowdon, for drone filming and for camera operation. I have to get some insurances. I have to make sure I do a TikTok live with Lisa, which we're going to be definitely doing, and I look forward to that. I also have to do a little bit of editing. So when you're shooting a documentary, I like to do this. I like to edit as I go, so I see it unfold. I know where I want to go. I might change direction. That's how I like filmmaking. Everyone's got a different way of filmmaking, and of course I could go into TV and do it their way, and get all the footage, film it, and then. But it's nice for me to see what I'm working with. I mean, in fairness, TV do also, put an edit and cut as they go sometimes. That is the thing. But yeah, I just like to see where the documentary's going, and I've got a bit of colour grading to do. I thought I was good at colour grading, but when you get two cameras and they look quite different, you've got to try and get it right. You've got to have that, it's got to look all the same throughout, basically. It's got to look consistent. So that's what I'll be doing. Lots of work to do, really. All these things that go into a documentary, it's so time consuming. But look, if you're watching this video, I am so grateful. I don't really know what I'm doing with YouTube sometimes, and I'm going to just try and keep it up. I manage so many different things in my life, filming, Without Silence, stories, documentary, work. But if you're watching this, I'd be so grateful if you can hit subscribe, and just please leave a comment. Just if you've watched this, if you've got this far, you may not have liked what you've seen. It's probably been quite a slow, boring vlog, disengaging vlog today. That's why I'm keeping it short. But I want you to leave a comment and just say, hey, introduce yourself, or just say I watched this vlog. If you didn't like it, you can tell me why. I'll accept that. But the next vlog, we are going to go and see my friend Jack. You're going to meet Owen. We're going to see Owen again. We've already met Owen on camera, and we are going to shoot the second interview, second day filming of the documentary, and it involves drones. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. So thank you to everyone that's following this journey of behind the scenes of a documentary on mental health. Right, I better get to my computer. I better get emailing. I've also got to email companies and people to see if anyone wants to sponsor, see if I can get my story out there, podcasts, but also TV might put me on the news. You never know. I might be on This Morning. Who knows? Right, like and subscribe. Appreciate you all so much. I've got the most amazing people watching me, supporting me and following me, and that matters a lot to me, so I appreciate it. One hell of a documentary coming to my platform, and who knows, look, if these vlogs start getting more and more views, if I get more than 85 views in this vlog, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to keep it going. I'm just going to keep the vlogs going throughout my life until, why not? That's how you get good on YouTube, right? Consistency, don't give up. Goodbye, guys. Stay good.